What is going on, YouTube? The Beard here today to talk to you about something I said I would review earlier in the week, and that is the 454 Big Block Atomizer clone made by Tobecco from Vaportekusa USA. As of right now, I have this on my V3 Flip with a King style of mojo drip tip from the Nucleus RDA that I'm sure I'll be reviewing later on, because that's a quirky one. But anyways, so today we're going to talk about the 454 RDA clone, and I'm going to go down to Zoomy. I'm going to pull the cotton out, show you the build, show you what it looks like, show you the deck, and then what I'll do is I'll re-wick it for you guys with some of the new Koga Japanese organic cotton. Come back up top, vape it, talk about it, gives you my ups and downs, and then I'll let you guys go. So here we go, folks. We're going to go ahead and go to Zoomy mode, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here we are, folks, with Zoomy mode with the 454 Atomizer. Definitely going to have to look into changing my little microfiber cloth here. This blue is not really showing up well against the lighting, but I will work on it. But anyways, nonetheless, here it is, the 454 Atomizer clone by Tobecco. As I said, I got this from Vaportekusa USA, and here is the 510 and the top part of the atomizer. The 510 takes every drip tip perfectly. It's nice and tight. Here's a really cheap Delrin drip tip from Fastech. As I said in the on the upper portion, this is the Chiyu drip tip by Style of Mojo from the Nucleus, and it fits just fine. This is actually a little bit looser than the Delrin, but there's no wobble or anything like that. It fits nice and snug. So here's the top cap. Let's go ahead and pull the top cap off. Top cap is pretty tight. Let me just get a mod here. This is definitely not one of the ones for your hashtag / pull the top cap and drip off into the coil. Definitely not, at least not the Tobecco version. So as you see here on the top cap, it has these cooling fins, very reminiscent of the Tobe Atomizer. I don't think that these ones work as well as the Tobe. They are much shallower, and this thing does get pretty hot. So I think they're more for aesthetics. At least that's my opinion. It does have a single O-ring, and as you can see, it has a nice concaved, top cap to help with flavor. This is all stainless steel. Very nice machining, very nice quality. In my opinion, it is pretty much a one-to-one clone. It's about as good as you're going to get from China. So there's the top cap. We'll set that over here. Coming next, let me just pull it off the mod, will be your 510 and the bottom of the atomizer, which says 454 KR, and then it says made in the USA. Not a fan of that at all. I do not like Chinese atomizers that say made in the USA, but it is what it is. As you can see, it has a brass contact there to help with your connectivity. A little bit dirty too. Been putting this bad boy through its paces. So here it is. Here's the side of the atomizer. As you can see, it has some really nice rings, really nice machining. It has 4 air holes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see, I have 2 of the air holes closed off because I am running a dual coil. I just wanted to show you that it does have some of those options. Let me go ahead and get my mod, pull this ring off. Oops. This ring does not want to come off. Excuse me. I forgot. It comes off through the bottom, which is kind of unusual. And then it does have this this outside piece which has your external airflow there. Has a single O-ring here on the bottom. You can see that. It's all kind of juicy. I probably should have cleaned it up better before I started showing it off to you guys, but there are your 4 air holes. Like I said, the machine is really done well. I do wish they would have put another gasket on this, because I do think that the single gasket is a little bit loose. but it's a clone, so what do you kind of expect? You know, I mean, for $15.99, it's not something that I'm going to complain about, as long as it doesn't leak. So there's that portion. Here is the actual atomizer portion of the 454 with your air holes into the side of the deck here. So you have several airflow combinations here, okay? You have 4 air holes, you have dual air holes, and then you have a single air hole. And what you do basically is put this ring back on it, and there are these 3 holes right here. Okay, this one on the far end that's closest to me right here will open it up for dual coil, as you can see there. Okay, and it closes out those 2 holes. If you pull this back off and you put this in the center right here, this opens it up for a quad. Let me kind of straighten those out here. It's kind of hard to do on camera. It opens it up for quad air holes. Okay, and this is normally how I run it, ladies and gentlemen, even though I only run it in dual coil, because at quad coil I did do it a couple different builds and it's just a little too hot for me. Okay, and then here on the last one, the last hole here, you'll put that on, and then this will, let's just align that, this will open it up for your single coil application. Okay, so there you go. So you have a lot of combinations with this Addy, which I really enjoy, because most atomizers like this, they have a tendency to cut out one or a few of the people that like to vape a certain way. As you can see here, inside here, here's the chamber, very small. The top deck goes down and it goes right on that ring inside there. If you guys can see that, makes it a very small chamber. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out. Let's pull this cap off. Very tight. It's one of the good things about this portion of the atomizer. These O-rings, as you can see, there's 2 different sizes, a small one and a big one, which I actually really like that design. It makes it really enjoyable to work with, because the first O-ring lets the cap come on easily, and then that second O-ring snugs it up really tight. So I really like that design. As you can see here, I still have my build all inside of it. I will be pulling it out here very shortly. I have a dual coil configuration. This is a 24 gauge 6 wrap. It's coming out to around, I would say probably a, well, actually let's get my meter just to double check here. I'm pretty sure it's around a 0.15 if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I was really wrong. It's actually a 0.27, so I'm glad I checked that. Usually I build a little bit lower than that on Addies I'm using with my mechs. So there's that, and as you can see here, you have 5 screws, and when I clean the cotton out here, we will take a look at this obviously closer with the cotton all pulled out and cleaned up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and then I will show you more of the deck and the build here in just a second. Alright folks, we're back. So as you can see here, here's the 454 from Tobecco all cleaned up. As I said before, you can see the 5 screws. You have 1 post, which is for, or down the center, which is for your positive, and then you have 4 screws, which are Phillips heads, that go around this ring. Okay, center post has a really nice setup, unlike most of these Addies like this. It has a generous hole there, which allows most of the wires that I use to go through it. Like I said, this is dual 24 gauge 6 wrap, so 2 of the 24 gauge wires going through that center hole works just fine for me. And then if you want to do a quad build, you have your side hole over here, which is a hole here. I'm sorry about the focus here, guys. A hole here, and then a hole, oops, sorry about that. And then a hole over here. There we go. I had to figure out where my hands were. So, so there's my 2 coils. Like I said, you can see these obviously have been used. One of the great things about this design is these 4 screws that run around the outside here, they actually work as your ground. So as you're building, let me clean up this focus here a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. This thing is not wanting to cooperate with me here. There we go. So as I said, you can see here that this ring that runs around there, that works as your ground. So basically you pull these 4 screws out and this ring comes off and you trap your ground wire, as you see right there, underneath that ring, which makes it really convenient to build. And then for your positives, you're going to run your positive wire through the center post here and you know, tighten your screw down, and then clip all your leads, tighten all your screws down, and then go ahead and wick it and vape it. So that's what we're actually going to do now. As you can see, the well here it's okay. It's not the best well, obviously, but it's pretty generous. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put this on my ohm meter, and I'm going to go ahead and wick this bad boy up for you guys. I'm really excited to run this this build in some of my new Japanese cotton. So as you can see here, I have 1 strip. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, unlike the other build I did in my earlier reviews today, I'm actually going to just use 1 strip. I'm going to cut it in half. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. Okay, so I'm just cutting that in half there of the Koga cotton. They're pretty similar in size. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and actually what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cut this piece in half. Why waste it? It's not as cheap as the standard organic cotton we get around at our pharmacies here in the States. So here we go. We have a piece. It's about 1.5 inches long by about 1 inch wide. I'm going to go ahead and scrunch one end up. I like to usually, like, you know, wet my end of my fingers. It makes it a lot easier for cotton to go through. And we're going to go ahead and push our cotton through there. And we'll go ahead and do the other end. And it's always nice to have some essential tools with you when you're doing your building. I find these curved needle nose from Harbor Freight, and obviously you can get them from American made manufacturers as well. I have a pair of Craftsman's that will work the best for me, but I use my cheapy ones from Harbor Freight because they're easily replaceable. So as you can see, I got those 2 wicks started. I'm going to go ahead and grab one end and I'm going to pull it through, grab the other end and I'm going to pull it through. Okay, and as you can see now, I have what looks like that. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a little pull and tug and pull, push and pull like that to make sure it's loose enough so it'll feed to my coils. It kind of like shaves it off a little bit as well, which I kind of like. It makes it wick a little bit better in my opinion. So as you can see, that's what I have now. Okay, obviously I don't need that much of the cotton, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off. Get this a little bit closer for you guys. I'm going to cut off about 1/4 inch. And my scissors are due for a change. Yeah, the 454 Atomizer clone, like the real 454, does not have the biggest well, but it is convenient and it does work well for what you're going to do. As long as you're not a huge vape without dripping kind of person, you'll be okay. I found that I traditionally get about 15 drops in there before it starts leaking with about this much cotton. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cotton and I'm going to tuck it down in that portion of the well, kind of off to the side there. You can see that. Then I'm going to get this piece and I'm going to tuck it kind of behind and I'm going to push it under the coil. So there's air hole going. Let me turn this around. There's air hole running from the back of the coil to the front, you know, freely. I just don't want to clog the coil. I like the whole coil to be exposed. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the other side real quick. And oops, I put that to the front. I want that to go to the back. Ladies and gentlemen, I know my little setup here is not the best, but I am working on getting some new tripods and stuff to make this look a lot better. Okay, so as you can see, that's my Koga all set in. My wick's good to go. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back up top, and I will juice it up for you guys, and then we'll have a vape, and I'll give you guys my ups and downs on the 454 clone from Tobecco. So see you up top, guys. Alright guys, so we're back. So I have the deck here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the atomizer back together. I'm going to set this up in quad mode, as I said, because I do enjoy having it wide open, even with a dual coil. As you can see, that's, well, yep, that's wide open there. You should be able to see through there. Hello, how are you? Actually, no, I just closed it all off. My bad. I'm like, hello, how are you? There's nobody there. Yeah, this ad is a little bit different than what we're kind of used to, so I've kind of had to kind of thumb around it a little bit. Now you can see that everything's open there. I'm going to go ahead and sit that down, and I'm going to go ahead and get my 454 deck, and I have my V3 flip top cap. I'm going to screw it on, make sure it makes contact, which I already know it does because that's what I had on here before. Go ahead and put that back on the mod, just like that, and so that's what it should look like. Okay. So I got that all done, and now to find some juice that I want to vape. I'm actually going to vape Blood of the Lion. It's from .e-juice, which is a new juice line that will be coming out very soon from C2C Vaping. I'm going to go ahead and drip some juice on here. I'm really excited to see how this Koga and the 454 work for flavor. I'm really impressed with this Koga cotton. In case you didn't watch my review, it's not life-changing, but it's definitely worth trying for the price. I mean, it's not that expensive if you buy it off Amazon, because there are a lot of people who sell it. Okay, I got my sidewall and my top cap. I'm going to go ahead and put that together. Just oops. Let's put that together. If I can get it on, let me put my mod down. These O-rings can be kind of snug. So now I'm going to go ahead and line up my airflow once I get it straightened out there. There we go. One thing I did notice, these air holes do have a tendency to be a little bit on the bottom end of the hole, so it's not giving you the full proportion of the air hole. But I do have it lined up now, and there she is. Let's put a drip tip on. I'll use my little nucleus drip tip, and there she is. So she's all built, good to go. Let's go ahead and take a vape here. Alright, here we go. It's good. And as you can see, I mean, it's just clouding nicely, and especially for a 0.27 build. I did think it was a little bit lower than that, but still working great. And I'll be honest, the V3 flip here, not one of my lower end mods as far as resistance. I mean, as far as voltage drop. It's kind of up there. I'm pretty used to copper mods now, and so I can definitely tell this isn't giving me the premium production, but still, even with that, this atomizer works really well. So as you can see, it puts off great vapor. Now, as far as flavor for me is really intense. This does have a very small chamber. Even with all 4 air holes opened up, it does give good flavor. I would say probably on par with like the Crown Atomizer, if you're familiar with that, or maybe something a little more common. Maybe probably 10 to 15%, I'd say, better than the Tobe, in my opinion, because it is a little bit more hot and a little bit more airy than the Tobe is stock. I don't vape the Tobe stock. I drilled my air holes out, but stock, if your Tobe is stock, you'll know how the tightness is in the vape. So overall, I give the 454 a thumbs up. Ups, I would say it's very airy. It has great flavor. It has a nice reduced chamber. The cooling fins, like I said, they're more of a gimmick, I think, on this Atomizer versus the Tobe, because they're not very deep. And like I said, that might just be the clone. I do not have a real 454 Atomizer, but like I said, it's there. It's aesthetically beautiful. The Atomizer's nice. It's very, very dense vape, nice, hot, and flavorful. So that's definitely all thumbs up on that. As far as thumbs down, the O-rings, some of them are a little too tight, some are a little bit too, not too loose, but a little bit looser than the way I'd like them to be. But that's kind of with all RDAs. It's more personal preference, so you can't really say it's a huge thumbs down. But you know, the other thing is the air holes. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but the air holes do run a little bit low. I don't know if you can see that little bit of stainless steel coming up from the sidewall there. I think that they, on the dimensions of this particular one, or maybe all of them, I don't know, the holes weren't perfectly lined up when they did the milling and the drilling through on the Atomizer, but it's not a huge deal. Like I said, you know, for a $16 Atomizer, not a huge deal. So my overall impression on the 454 Big Block cone from Tobecco, which I got from Vaportekusa, definitely a thumbs up. It's a great Atomizer. Definitely say you go out and get it. And in case I didn't mention, folks, I'm so sorry, this is a 22mm Atomizer. So overall, thumbs up. Please, if you like this video, like. If you would like to subscribe, subscribe. I have many more videos that will be coming out very, very soon. I have vape mail coming from all over the place, several different mods, atomizers, and also some regulated devices which will be coming out soon. So stick with me, subscribe. Let's, you know, enjoy vape. And you know what, guys, vape free, and I'm out of here.